Hello everyone, welcome into a video that I did not think I was going to be making today. We are less than 4 hours away from the NFL draft, but we've had some breaking news in the last couple of hours, and it's wildly significant. So Adam Schefter is reporting that Aaron Rodgers is disgruntled with the Green Bay Packers organization, and long story short, he wants out. And it sounds like that this is not going to end well. They are headed for divorce, steamrolling over the edge of the cliff, if you could say that. So let's talk about how we got here and where we might be headed, because this is rather significant. I felt like that this was important enough to jump on here, have a conversation, and leave it to the comments to follow up on this topic. So Aaron Rodgers, as we all know, has been rather unhappy since the end of last season after they were thwarted once again in the NFC Championship game for a second year in a row. So we have to go all the way back to last season, and I'll keep this short because we all know the story. They get floored by the 49ers in the championship game. It's a 13-3 team. They feel like they're one player away, at least in my opinion, it feels that way. They go to the NFL draft. They draft Aaron Rodgers' replacement and quarterback Jordan Love in the first round. They even traded up for him. They get a backup running back in the second, and then a tight end in the third that doesn't play last year because of injury, and there was rumors that he was going to move to fullback anyway. So very weird strategy in the offseason last year, and an even weirder strategy this year in the offseason, because it sounds like he just doesn't give a shit anymore, right? The reporting says that he doesn't like anybody in the front office. He wants control over personnel decisions, which I don't think that he's going to get. You know, it sounds like this is just a bridge that has been burning for too long and is finally crumbling and falling apart. So earlier today, there was a report that apparently San Francisco had called Green Bay, informally about, the possible availability of Aaron Rodgers in a trade. It wasn't that serious. Green Bay told them to fuck off. And now Aaron Rodgers is upset. And if you follow the links to all of the stories that have come out, it kind of sounds like you could line up Aaron Rodgers contacting San Francisco, telling them to request a trade for him, and then Green Bay saying no, and now he's upset and doesn't want to play for them anymore. And then other reporting by Pro Football Talk suggests that the potential landing sites for him would be Vegas, Denver, or San Francisco. And I think Vegas or Denver out of those three makes the most sense, because Green Bay, if they do trade him, is going to want him out of the conference, right? They don't want to have him, get revenge on him later in the year, whether it be the playoffs or whatever. So that's currently where we're at. We are very close to the draft. There is a possibility that he could be traded. He could be out of the NFC North. And honestly, if that happens, every NFC North team, other than Green Bay, gets an A+ for this weekend. And they haven't even made any picks yet, if we could be serious about that, right? So let me know what you think about the situation. Is this a Russell Wilson situation where, these things come out, nothing really happens, and it's not really that real, but because we're so thirsty for drama, we sort of hype it up and play it up? Or is this the real deal, which is what I'm leaning towards, right? Because he did the Jeopardy thing. There is a opportunity for him to be the permanent host of that. So that is definitely a backup plan for him if this does not work out. It sounds like he has no interest in going back to this team. Prominent people that work within the NFL, both in media and the league itself, make this sound like that it is very serious. So I am leaning towards the very serious side of this and not the Russell Wilson side of this. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Wanted to jump on here and sort of share my thoughts. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. Could this be Brett Favre 2.0, where he goes and plays somewhere else for a year and then he comes to Minnesota and gets revenge? That's what I'm hoping for, because it would be hilarious. But who knows? I don't think Green Bay wants to repeat that, so that they're going to try to do whatever they can to make sure that that never happens. I can't for sure say that Aaron Rodgers is done in Green Bay until it actually happens, because it's hard to predict that sort of thing, even though it looks like he has no leverage whatsoever right now. I mean, the cap hit alone on trading him this year would be ludicrous. $38.6 million in dead money, I believe, is what it would be last I checked. It would also be very unfortunate for us if he were actually traded to San Francisco. They give Green Bay the 3rd overall pick and they go get Justin Fields. That would just suck as well, because once again, they've landed in, they've sort of walked into another situation where they have a potential quarterback that's going to lead the way for the next 10 years. And we're still sitting over here twiddling our thumbs, wondering if Kirk Cousins is the guy. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But before I go, one other piece of information that has been alluded to today is that the Denver Broncos are also part of this story because, as mentioned, he's one of the aforementioned landing spots, potentially Denver, San Francisco, or Vegas for Aaron Rodgers in a trade. There's also been talks today that the Denver Broncos could be open to drafting a rookie quarterback still, even after trading for Teddy Bridgewater. Either scenario, Drew Lock is the odd man out, right? So Albert Breer said today that a potential landing spot for Drew Lock in a trade would be the Minnesota Vikings. And to me, that makes sense. He's a young quarterback. He's on a rookie deal. He would be very cheap as a backup. He's got upside. That wouldn't upset me at all. I think out of all of the remaining non-rookies or non-prospects, if you will, to sort of take over in a backup role, it would just depend on the trade compensation and how much it would cost to get him, which I think should be marginally low. But that is where we are right now, less than 4 hours away from the first pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.